Hi Leo, welcome to my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. Today is November 5th, 2019. This is a general love reading for the sign of Leo. It can pertain to any relationship you're dealing with, romantic or otherwise, situations or circumstances, you name it, it might apply. So as always, take what resonates, leave behind what doesn't. My intention is to reach as many people as possible who need the message and who will benefit from the message. Also, be flexible with the energy. Don't be too concerned about the gender of the cards or the pronouns I'm using. You can interchange the roles within the reading. It might feel like I'm reading directly for you, or it could feel like you're cross-watching for somebody that you're dealing with. So one more shuffle, Leo. I have reshuffled all my decks. I'm going to cut, and we'll get started and see what's up for Leo today. What's going on, Spirit, for Leo? Your underlying energy, Knight of Cups in reverse, paired with Justice. Emperor in reverse, with the Four of Swords. Three of Swords in reverse, with the Four of Cups in reverse. Page of Wands, with the Three of Pentacles. I don't know why that looked like the Six of Pentacles. I was getting confused, but it's the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so let me get my other deck going here, Leo. It feels like there's possibly a breakup that you're dealing with, or trying to get over, or trying to heal from. You may be trying to find answers, or trying to figure out what went wrong, where you lost control of this relationship. You might be waiting to hear some news or receive some information, possible communication, in order to clarify what went wrong, where the failures were, maybe how you could have done things differently. But I do feel like with Justice here in your underlying energy, this is something I think that maybe you've come to terms with, that you feel was probably the right thing, and that maybe trying to rekindle this relationship is not the right plan, at least not right now. So clarifying the Knight of Cups, we have the Devil in reverse. And clarifying Justice, we have the Six of Pentacles. There's the Six of Pentacles. Different deck. In reverse. Queen of Swords in reverse. Two of Cups in reverse. Ace of Wands. Clarifying the Three of Swords in reverse. Five of Cups. Eight of Cups. And the Page of Pentacles in reverse, clarifying the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So I do feel like you're craving some information. You're desiring a level of you want to gain some knowledge or gain an understanding of what went wrong, but that information doesn't seem to be coming, and you might be leaving that behind at this point in time, deciding that you need to walk away from this expectation that you're going to gain some clarity there was imbalance in this relationship that you've let go, or that has that you've released, or that this person that you've broken up with. This is definitely a split, a breakup, and you are trying to gain some answers regarding this broken relationship. This might have been a third-party situation, or the person you're dealing with possibly left for a new opportunity, a new relationship, and left you dealing with some heartache and needing to heal. This caused a lot of grief and sorrow. This may have been a bit of a toxic relationship. You knew that it was toxic. I believe that you know that it's best to leave it behind, to not try to go back and mend things, because you're working on getting out of this because you knew it wasn't right for you or wasn't healthy for you. This relationship needed to be set aside. You needed to walk away from it. You might not be doing a lot of talking right now. You may be keeping to yourself in order to heal from this, in order to maybe try to gain some closure, to maybe try to regain a sense of control, getting your head straight. You may still be hoping to hear from this person, or at the very least gain some information regarding this person, maybe what they're up to now after all has been said and done. You may have felt at one time when this first happened that maybe you weren't grieving this as much as you thought that you would, and now it feels like there is a certain level of grief, and it may have to do with your person's opportunity at something new with somebody else, that maybe you're feeling somehow wronged by that. Let's see what else we get. So the Devil came out in the upright position, clarifying the Knight of Cups. So we have it twice, once in the reverse, once in upright position. And the Magician, clarifying justice. See what else we get here. Okay, so give me a second here, Leo. So I believe you want to let go of this feeling that you need to gain some knowledge, or have an understanding of what went wrong, or finding out what's going on now. This feels more to me like not reflection on past events or the relationship itself, but wanting to know what's going on now with your person. You want to let this go because it's not helping you heal, to hang on to this idea that you need to know what this person's doing. And you haven't been successful in gaining this information or this knowledge. In fact, it's probably a better idea to go with what I believe might be on your mind, in that you need to let go of this so you can have some success with healing from this relationship and moving on yourself. I feel like you feel like there's some kind of missed opportunity, or you missed out on something because this relationship is over, that there's something other than the relationship that got away from you, and you're grieving that almost more than the relationship itself. But there's something about healing has come to a stop or a standstill because you're too concerned about what this person is doing now, or what they've gained from the end of this relationship, and it could potentially be a new relationship for them with the Ace of Wands out here. because you're kind of dwelling on this, you've hindered your own process of, you know, getting out of this funk due to this relationship that's ended. I think you're very clear that this relationship was not good for you, or the situation that you're in with this person. We have the Devil twice, clarifying the Knight of Swords. So on the one hand, I think that you would probably like to hear from this person and maybe, I'm sorry, excuse me. Pardon me. That one came up on me suddenly. I think you may want to hear from this person so that you can feel a sense of closure. Maybe hearing from them, maybe you feel owed an explanation. You want them to recognize the imbalance in this relationship and what their responsibility was in what went wrong. You might be questioning some of the decisions that were made regarding the end of this relationship. Maybe going back over in your head, did we end this wrong? Should I have ended it? I don't know if you were the one who ended it or if this person did. It feels to me like you did, but you know, it could be vice versa. And I feel like you're a little clammed up about this. I mean, you're not doing a lot of communicating. I do feel like the Queen of Swords is your energy. You're not doing a lot of communicating with this person naturally, but also with others. I'm getting the sense almost that you feel owed an explanation, or that you feel that you shouldn't have to approach this person. They should come forward to you to talk. Or at least give you an update. It's almost like it's not about communication. It's more like you just want to know what's going on now. You're just curious, maybe more about the relationship, maybe if they're in a new relationship, how that's going, and whether or not that's been successful for them. Dare I say that maybe you're kind of wondering about this new relationship because you might want to feel things out on whether or not you have the potential to get back together with this person. With this Devil energy, with this Knight of Cups, I feel you have an understanding that this relationship was toxic, was a bad relationship for you. But at the same time, you might be questioning, wanting to revisit whether or not there's a chance to get back together with this person or communicate so that you can mend things and at least move in that direction. And I do feel like you broke up with this person or you left them. And it feels almost like you, and again, this could be vice versa. This is just what I'm getting from the cards. It feels like you walked away from this relationship to balance things out because you felt like maybe they were over controlling or kind of hanging it over your head that they were going to leave you if, you know, blah, blah, blah. If you don't agree with me about this, then I'm leaving. Or if we can't move into this place the way I want it, you know, like they were kind of threatening to leave you. Kind of controlling the situation, controlling the relationship, and maybe you turned the tables on this person and walked away from them. But now you're questioning whether or not that was the right thing to do. That's what I'm getting right now, Leo. Let's see what else we have. There's the Ace of Wands again. So you are, I mean, I feel like you're questioning a new beginning with this person. And it is possible that there is no third party here, that this person is not involved with somebody, or you don't know one way or the other. But I do feel like you may want a new beginning with this person. I'm going to go ahead and say this right now, Leo. Based on what I'm seeing in the cards, it's not a good idea. Queen of Pentacles. This is your energy, Leo. And this person was not reciprocating this kind of energy. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is a very loyal individual, someone who's compassionate, who's a caregiver, someone who does for others before themselves. This is wifey material. Remember, don't get hung up on the gender or the gender-specific words that I use. You can flip this around. But this relationship was imbalanced, and the breakup was justified. And I do feel like you went through with it, but now you're doubting yourself. And you may be seeking to possibly gain some information on whether or not there's a possibility for a new beginning. There you are, questioning that new beginning, leap of faith. The Fool just came out, clarifying your energy. You're deep in thought about this, but not talking about it. I do not feel like it's the right thing to do. Here's the Tower, clarifying the Two of Cups. I mean, the cards are giving me these red flags all over the place, Leo. I hate to say it, because I feel like there's this question about whether or not you did the right thing, questioning yourself. Six of Wands just came out. Okay, I'm going to get some more cards out of this deck, but I just want to point out, first of all, you may be seeking victory in a new beginning with this person. This could also indicate that they already have a new beginning with somebody else, because it's clarifying the Three of Swords in reverse. But it hasn't happened for you. Your ships have not come in. They are not seeking to communicate with you. There's been no update on how they're doing. This opportunity may be gone for you. And I have to tell you, Leo, I think that's probably a good thing. There is balance in you walking away from this. Temperance, clarifying the Eight of Cups. And walking away from the need to gain information or hear news. And there's the Page of Wands again in the reverse with the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. You have failed to gain information regarding this person. They might have just totally disappeared off. May feel like they just disappeared off this planet, off the face of this planet. At the same time, I feel like you know that you should just walk away from this. Stop trying to gain a greater understanding of what happened or where they are now or how they feel about you. The cards are telling you to leave this be, to let it go. But there's still those lingering thoughts, I feel like, in your head. You were treated unfairly and you know, justice would dictate that if this person treated you unfairly and then you broke up with them, they would start feeling bad and remorse over the things that they did, come crawling back on their hands and knees, right, Leo, to you, to say, please take me back, forgive me. I know I was a shithead. I know I treated you poorly. Take me back, Leo, take me back. That's what should happen, right, Leo? I feel like that's what you're manifesting. Magician, you're manifesting justice, but it's not happening. But the real justice, based on what I'm seeing in the cards, is that this person is gone. This person's out of your life, and you may have kicked them to the curb. You may have said, see you later, and maybe your intentions were to teach them a lesson, but ultimately they left, and it was the right thing for you to do. But now you're questioning your decision. Let's get some more cards out here. Here's a Magician again in the same set of cards in your underlying energy. I think you're trying to manifest a new beginning. I don't think so, Leo. Or manifesting them to come back into your life. Again, I feel like you feel like maybe they should be crawling back on their hands and knees, seeking forgiveness. You're manifesting a message. There's a lot of pages on this, on the layout here. We've got 3 pages. This could have been a brand new relationship. This could indicate that there's children involved. This could indicate immaturity, especially with the communication. Okay, so this is clear as day, Leo. We've got the Seven of Swords now out here. There's been some lies and deceit. It's undeniable. I think that you know that. I think you have a clear understanding about that. This conflict is over. The battle over this relationship needs to be over. If it's not, you could be dealing with, again, some mental anguish and some mental anxiety regarding this relationship and what went down and what went wrong. So the King of Swords came out clarifying the Queen of Swords, the Fool, and the Emperor in reverse. So I get the feeling like you're trying to maintain control by keeping quiet about this, about maybe wanting a new beginning, a new start with this person. That you want to talk to them about this. This King of Swords could be the person you're dealing with, but their energy is really weak for some reason. This is like the almost, well, it was in the last set of cards that I pulled. And my little mini cards, my little mini Rider-Waite deck, are like the fine details of the reading. When I do a reading, it's kind of like opening a book, reading the foreword, a preface, and then opening up to the chapters with my second deck, and then you start into the... Anyway, when I get to the point where I'm putting these out, these are like the last fine details of the reading, and this person came out right at the last set of cards. And I get the feeling that if you approach this person, that they would talk to you, but you're trying to hold back because you feel like they should be the one to want to approach you about this new beginning that I feel like you're trying to manifest with them. I mean, I'm going to show you this set of cards again, Leo, because I feel like this kind of says it all. With the Devil cards in reverse in the upright position with the Knight of Cups, Ace of Wands, and the Magician. I do feel like you're trying to manifest a new beginning, and maybe you feel like it would work this time. But if this person did you wrong, based on what I see, there was not equal give and take in this relationship. You were the one kind of carrying the load when it came to equal give and take, or wanting to have equal give and take. And I do feel like you were the giver in this relationship, embodying the Queen of Pentacles energy. And that you would like to receive a message, not be the one who has to extend a message to this person to hear from them, because that would mean that they care enough to communicate with you, right, Leo? If they came to you, but they're not doing that. In fact, quite the opposite. And I think you feel neglected. I think that you feel a little heartbroken. I know it does feel like you ended the relationship. I mean, that's what the cards are telling me. But you did the right thing. And the cards are also telling you, walk away from this potential. Here we have another Page of Cups came out too at the very end. Walk away from this idea that this person's going to come forward with an apology. Walking away from this is the balanced, correct thing to do. Don't be hopeful about this message of seeking out forgiveness, because Star in reverse, there's a lack of hope for communication or maybe even coming to a clear understanding of what truly went wrong within this relationship. It feels like it's just a failed attempt at a relationship. And, you know, the good news, Leo, is that as long as you learn from the mistakes and the failures in your life, then you're gaining something out of it, and it was worthwhile. Ultimately, you know, all the hardships and the aches and pains and the sorrows and the tears, all of that was worthwhile if you gain something out of it. Wisdom, clarity. You may not know what's going on with this person. You may be craving to hear from them or to know what they're doing, but at the same time, what's important is that you're healing from this and that you are seeking out better partners for yourself. I don't feel like this person was right for you. And they may hear you out if you contact them. They might be willing to listen to you talk. And it's your life. I mean, you could certainly send them a message and say, hey, let's talk. See if we can try this again. You know, maybe they've grown too. Maybe they've healed as well. I don't have a lot of information on them because all I have is this one little itty bitty card, the King of Swords, telling me that they might be willing to talk to you if you reach out. But I don't think they're going to come forward. Because again, you know, you're the one who kicked them to the curb. They may have realized, oh shit, you know, Leo wisened up. They figured me out. They figured me out, figured out my shenanigans. And they may have cheated on you, and this came out, clarifying the Three of Swords in reverse. And we all know what this card means, potential third party. So if this person was a cheater, if this person was a player, based on what the cards are showing me, I don't know that they've changed. I don't know if this is somebody you want to go back to, Leo. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I'm literally just reading what I see in front of me. And if you're a cross-watcher, if you're the person dealing with Leo, or dealing with, you know, the person who broke it off with you, they'd like to hear from you. I mean, they like to gain some insight into what you're up to and what's going on in your life if you feel like reaching out to this person. Communication is always a good policy. I mean, you can't really go wrong unless the other person's going to start using your words against you or trying to manipulate you based on the information that they gather from having conversations. If you go in, you know, with a clear head and just wanting to gain some clarity and some closure, there's nothing wrong with communication, in my opinion. Okay, let's get a Dreams of Gaia card for you. So we have the Queen of Earth in reverse. There you are, Leo. So you came out twice. I'm going to read this from the book because it might give you some insight. There are a few different meanings of the Queen of Pentacles or Queen of Earth in reverse. In the traditional tarot, this can be someone who has been removed from relationships because there is no equal give and take. Someone who, or this can be somebody who is a little egocentric, greedy in their ways, kind of self-centered, thinks about themselves only. So it can go a bunch of different ways. Let's see what this deck has to say about the Queen of Earth. All right, there she is. In reverse, potential blockage. I'll display the card upright because they're pretty cards and I'm sure you would rather look at it in the upright position. Okay, Leo, here we go. The reversed Queen of Earth will appear in your readings for two reasons. The first is to caution against making the home a hiding place where you shut out those who care about you. Yes, we all need a sanctuary, but our periods of isolation should always be temporary. The Queen of Earth seeks to remind you that you are not meant to be alone. There are people who love you and support you. Let them in. The Queen of Earth, when she appears in a reversed position, may also be cautioning you against smothering those around you. There is a difference between mothering and overwhelming, or worse, disempowering someone through too much care and attention. Take a step back and allow those around you to act for themselves. In fact, encourage them to act for themselves. You might enjoy what you do for others, but there comes a time when those around you must learn to look after themselves, or at least share in the household responsibilities. So I don't know, I think this applies in both in both respects. Maybe you were a little too giving in this relationship. Maybe it really was imbalanced in that way. And maybe when you did break it off with this person, they said, okay, fine. But at the same time, with you gone, you know, how are they doing now? Is it your place to go check on them, you know, and see how they're doing? At the same time, I do feel like you've isolated yourself a little bit. Maybe removed yourself from people around you and maybe not talking about this because it has caused some grief in your life, Leo. It might be time to step out and reach out to those that you know love you and care for you and will give you support. So I'm going to leave this reading here. I hope that you gained something from it, Leo. I hope at least it gave you some clarity or some insight into maybe something you were trying to gain some information about. I wish all the best for you, and I hope that I see you again. Take care, Leo. Bye.